What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're at the farm, and right next to me, behind me a little bit here, is an old pear tree. I don't know exactly how old it is, but it's one of the fruit trees that we found on the property. We have about 5 apple trees that are very old. You've seen us go through last year. We sprayed them with Antler Grow and they produced tons of apples, even though the landowner had told us they haven't produced apples in about 10 years. He said every now and then he would see, a few apples on there, but they really wouldn't produce or amount to anything. So next to here, next to the apple trees, actually about 20 yards, is an old pear tree. And I say old because I don't know how old it is, but it was kind of in bad shape last year. There was a bunch of dead branches on it. Just hasn't had any care given to it over the past several years, I guess. So I'm not an expert when it comes to fruit trees or anything like that, but today what we're going to do is we're going to kind of doctor it up a little bit. We're going to take all the grass that's around it in about a 3-foot circle. We're going to dig all that out, just kind of clean it up a little bit. We actually have a cage and we're going to put around it because there were some deer, some bucks actually rubbing the tree on the other side, and it's actually starting to bloom here. Buds are coming out. So we actually sprayed this one time last year, and for some reason I don't know why I didn't spray it more, but we sprayed it one time and it actually grew. We come back in here this year and it looks like it grew like several feet. I don't know how much, maybe 3, 4, 5 feet, something like that, but it's very tall now. It did produce pears last year. They weren't massive, but it did actually produce some. We actually ate some. They were freaking delicious. But fruit trees can be a major attraction to deer hunting. But one of the major problems that I see is a lot of land managers or hunters just in general, when they're trying to do land management on properties, for some reason the very first thing they think about is trees, and fruit trees, nut trees, things like that. And to me, my opinion is that should be the least thing that you should be worried about. The main thing is providing a long-term food source, which would be either some hinge cutting, native browse, some burns, food plots. Increasing the natural browse on that property is your main priority. Fruit trees and nut trees should be your last priority because it only provides the animals a food source for a very short amount of time. So you think, the fruit trees take months to actually produce fruit, but when they actually start dropping, they're just only supplying food for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, something like that, and then it's gone, and it doesn't come back to the following year. So if you can provide actual green tonnage, green and growing plants, it's going to provide the deer with more tonnage for longer periods of time. But don't solely rely on them providing the deer with a year-round food source, especially if you have tons of oak trees already on your property. Then it would make almost 0 sense to add oak trees, nut trees, anything like that, because you already have them. So why waste the money on extra trees like that? Now, if you don't have any fruit trees, then yes, you can add some, but don't go crazy with it, and don't solely rely on just that fruit tree to provide the wildlife with a year-round food source, because it doesn't make sense that way. It's only going to provide them a food source within, like I said, 45 days, 60 days, as long as it takes to drop all the fruit off that tree. So don't make fruit trees, nut trees, things like that your main priority for food. Your main priority should be increasing the natural browse, green and growing plants, tonnage, native browse, burns, fires, hinge cuttings, things like that, to provide that extra green and growing plants, because that's what they eat every single day, 4 to 6 pounds of it. That's a lot of food. You times that by how many deer that's frequenting your property, that adds up quick. So don't make fruit trees a main priority. Yes, they're good to have for a early season attraction. They're good to have to hunt over, things like that, but for a year-round food source, you need food plots, you need green growing plants, high tonnage, woody browse, things like that. Hopefully that helps, guys. If you guys have any questions regarding this video, go ahead and post them down below. Please smash that thumbs up button. Please share the video, give the video a thumbs up. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.